PerkyPlanes and RC here, operating at 2.4 gigahertz, and back to the Tower Hobbies Uproar build. I'm not 100% sure what is going to be in this video, but probably more wing stuff. I know in the past videos we had a little bit of an idea as far as things like, you know, putting the wing ribs in and stuff like that, but in this particular video it's going to probably be a mixture of things. Probably wing sheeting and other things like that. So probably more random, just some random stuff. Couple things here. Let me get a sip of the coffee here first. Couple things here. So I've been starting to add the trailing edge sheeting, as you see here, and I have had to do a little bit of we'll call it trimming the fat, if you want to call it that. Basically what's happening is, or what I'm encountering is, to sort of make this flush with this trailing edge, I'm having to shave a little bit on the ribs to get that sheet to sort of fit on there nice and flush. And it still probably needs a little bit of adjustment, but it's looking pretty good for the most part. So I don't know if, like, when I was sanding this trailing edge, if maybe, because part of the instructions, of course, was to go ahead and try to sand and round that off, because initially when you put it in, it's just a stick, but to go and kind of sand that, you know, round it off, give it some curves. And I don't know if in the process of doing that, it took off a little bit more than what was needed to get this sheet to sort of feel here nice and flush. So I've had to do a little bit of trimming the fat, kind of sanding the ribs a little bit in the sheeting area, in the sheet area there, to kind of get these things to fit, to kind of sit more flush. So yeah, there's that. So another thing here too is we're going to be going into installation of the shear webs. Cap strips are supposed to be sort of in this section as well, but from talking with you other guys there that have built this model before, cap strips should be one of the last things you do, just because of the installation of the wing into the fuselage. It can be a little bit sketchy. So cap strips will be kind of skipped during this section. But let's talk about the shear webs. So let me be perfectly honest here with you guys, which I always am for the most part. Anyways, the shear webs. I pretty much, you know, when I build these balsa kits, I just go through the instructions and just do as they say, and try to the best of my ability. And I have to be honest with you, I understand the basic parts of, like, the wing ribs and the spar and all that, but I've never quite understood the point of the shear webs. If you guys are watching this, maybe you guys can kind of give me your 2 cents or something on the purpose of the shear webs. From my understanding, they kind of go, like, basically, and this is how it was in the Cloud Ranger, they would kind of fit here, it kind of, you know, joining the spars together, basically, is what they did. It's like a little section there that sort of was glued to join the spars. But I was kind of curious to see what their purpose is, like what it is that the shear webs actually do. I never quite understood that, and had never really thought about it until looking at the instructions here and seeing shear webs and thinking, oh yeah, there's those, and what are those for? What do those do? So anyways, just kind of curious about that one. And like I said, those will probably be put in this video as well. I think what I have heard about shear webs is that the grain of the wood has to be a certain direction, according to, or maybe a opposing direction from the spar, or so. It's like the grain of the wood has to be a certain direction. That's kind of all I remember about it. But again, like I said, I don't really know what their purpose is. So, but anyways, guys, just going to go ahead and just kind of go through this. I'll be kind of in and out doing some things and giving you guys updates through the video, and we'll see how it goes. Round 1 of sheeting. Holy sheet, guys. My gosh. That was a little more of a struggle, I think, than I did with my Cloud Ranger. sheeting is kind of a I don't know. It can be kind of rough because you got to work kind of quick. And actually, what worked for me in this case was not working quick at all. So, anyways, got the as you see here, this is half the wing here, and I did apply the front, the leading edge sheeting on there. So basically, their recommendations was to apply your glue through the edge right through here, and then as that sets, go ahead and then glue on each rib, and this is where it said to work quickly, and then roll it, and then hold it down. And it's one of those things where I almost wish I had a larger one of these. At the moment, I didn't have one. I mean, I probably can get one real quick, but I didn't have it at the moment, and I probably could have used that to kind of hold this down and roll it or something like that. And I think even in some cases too, you can flip it around like upside down and sort of roll it that way to sort of get the glue to set too. But their indication, I think, was to work fast, and like I said, that didn't work for me. So what I ended up doing, and I didn't think this was going to happen, but what ended up happening is I ended up going through each individual rib and basically, applied my CA and applied accelerator, which I have not used yet. And really hadn't ever used. I don't know if I may have used it a long time ago or something, but I actually used the accelerator to kind of help set each rib as I was doing it. So not quite the way they had kind of mapped out, but that's okay. I mean, like I said, sheeting has always been kind of a little bit of a struggle for me. Like I said, I think even on the Cloud Ranger I had maybe some slight issues as well. But anyways, did get this half sheeted. The other half is sheeted as well. I can kind of roll it through here and show you guys, or show I can't talk, to show you guys there. So that's done. I need to go through and of course do the bottom part of the wing, get that sheeted, as well as adding in the shear webs. So, but yes, sheeting, quite an adventure. Chuck, if you're watching this, I think I left you a message or two, but and maybe you guys also can chime in. So I got these little these nice handy tips to apply to put on your CA there to kind of help get in some of those tight areas. And I've actually been doing decent with keeping my tips of my CA bottles pretty well clean. They're not terrible. I've had much worse, trust me. But these guys right here, I'm kind of unsure as far as how to get the CA out of there and keep them clean and keep reusing them, rather than having to buy all new ones all the time. I've got a few more left, but just kind of curious what to do with that. I think I wonder if I can maybe just soak it in something, or, I mean, it's a very, very tiny hole, so I don't know if I can stick a pin through that or anything like that to get that out of there. But anyways, just curious. Okay, well, let's move on to some more sheeting. Round 2 of sheeting. Okay, guys, this here is the bottom part of the wing, and I just go ahead and apply the sheeting, as you see here, on the bottom as well. So I'm going to kind of just roll through that too, and I pretty much did the same technique that I did on the top, and that is I kind of did it slowly. So I did it, just one rib, or maybe even 2 ribs at a time, just more or less slowly wicking the glue into there, into each rib, and then just kind of rolling it and holding it a little bit and letting it set. And I did use the accelerator as well in that too. So pretty much all the wing sheeting that I've done to at least get it to adhere to the ribs, I use accelerator on that. All right, guys. Now I'm going to be applying the shear webs. And actually, if you kind of look here, I've went ahead and already done some of the shear webs. I've got one more left to put in. I've got right here. The shear webs, of course, are these pieces right here that go between the spars. So you got that right there. And I even got them in the aileron bays as well, aileron servo bays as well. So anyways, going to go ahead and glue this last piece in. my trusty blocks over here. We're going to hold that in place. Okay, guys, so I'm going to let that sit and kind of give you guys a little bit of an update as far as what's going on, what's next, all that kind of stuff. So as for right now in this video, I think that's all I'm going to be focusing on. So just sheeting and shear webs for this video. Pretty much what I have left to do is I need to cut up some paper tubes to fit through these holes right here. This is where the servo wires can be fed through. So there's that part, and then the other part too, and this will probably be kind of a lengthy part, is to actually sand off the trailing edge. Right now, the trailing edge is this kind of block, this rather large stick up on the front, and basically what I need to do is actually round that off so it actually gives a good wingtip shape. So that's kind of what's left here. And then, and like I said, outside of that, of course, cap strips, and of course, I still need to get my servo rails in place as well, which I still need to go through and look at my servo collection to see what all I have there, or if I need to purchase any, or David, I might check with you as well to see about servos. So those are kind of the last steps on the wing, and like I said, that's the bulk of the build right there as far as the wing itself. So I'll probably do the sanding of the leading edge off camera, and like I said, the cap strips will come later as well when this actually gets inserted into the through the fuselage. So probably after this, guys, we'll start working on the fuselage, and I'll of course share some additional any additional updates as well. So, but anyways, guys, that is all for me in this video. I want to thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.